about Cosby? What's going on?
Ah,
I know you.
do you believe it?
You need to get something off your chest.
I need to talk
you-
about Cosby.
Do you believe what's going on?
All right, you got not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 13 women are like, this guy did something to me.
Do you know Janice Dickinson said he did
Yes,
something to her?
Janice.
I was
Our girl
shocked.
Janice. Our girl Janice
I
said
was
something.
shocked.
Let me just say this, okay? All right, people are like, oh, but they waited so many years, they didn't say anything. I'm like, listen, here's the thing that you got to understand about famous people. We don't know them. They're not our friend, okay? We all watched Cosby. We all, watched all these different shows. We listened to all this music. We watched all these movies. In the end of the day, do we know these people personally? We don't know what they're up to behind the, closed doors and when the cameras are not on.
But I also
we
think
don't
it's
know.
easy to exploit someone who's in a position.
And that's also true. But hey, look.
Look at Michael Jackson.
I remember when I was a kid, but Michael came forward and said, I didn't do it. He was adamant about it. But this Cosby guy is like canceling, he's canceling interviews and they're talking to him about it. And he's like, I'll absolutely not have anything to say. Why are you not talking about it, Bill? Hey, Bill, why don't you give us a comment and tell us what's going on, or come down and see us and sit with us. Hey, let's talk about it.
Maybe his lawyers are telling him
Talk
not
about
to.
the shenanigans.
Let's talk
The
about this
Cosby
shenanigan.
shenanigans.
This is a big shenanigan,
It
right?
is.
I don't know. I'm just like, with Bill, I'm just like, ugh. Okay. Love you, Bill, but I'm kind of scared right now. Not feeling that. That's a pretty huge accusation, and that's coming from too many people. So I don't know.
I got an email from somebody asking me. They sent me a picture of, it's a caricature of a girl in hijab with that big boof in the back, and there's the hadith about the camel hump. And
Oh,
they're
yes.
they're like, Sister Rima, is this haram or halal? Are we allowed to do this? Or so what have you been hearing about that?
Well,
because you're on, so I know
yeah.
you're on social media.
Yeah.
I'm not, so
Facebook.
Yeah.
So somebody said to me, well, not to me, but they posted a picture of a woman almost similar to the way that I have my hair wrapped right now, but it was higher, And they're like, they brought up that hadith about the end of days and the camel, the women wearing their hair or whatever, like the camel. And I said to the sister, I said, do you not hear what the hadith says? It says hair, wearing their hair like the camel, not their scarf. Okay? The woman was still, her hair is covered. And she had, like me with the ninja thing going on.
Yeah.
And she had, her hair, it was up high, but, I'm like, you're talking more of the what's the chick that died? The English bloke.
Yeah.
Amy Winehouse. You're talking more of that beehive thing going on. I think that's more of what you're talking about.
This is my question.
Yeah.
And let me just throw this out there. Because the hadith, there are some issues with the hadith itself, as far as it's if it's authentic or not. But why would Prophet Muhammad, of all the things to be talking about, he's going to talk about beehives, right?
Right.
Now, with the women that cover like that, as you said with yourself, there are some women who, based on their ethnic background, they have their hair is in thick dreadlocks or in braids. And once you wrap that, it's gonna create bulk.
Yes.
It's gonna create bulk.
Absolutely.
So I don't know why. I don't understand. Why are you so fixed on what people are doing on the outside?
Right.
I think if we spent less time talking about that and looking at our issues, we'd be in a much better place.
Well, that's also if you go to certain masjids, right? If you went dressed the way that we're dressed right now,
And
right?
imagine I had a scarf on.
Oh, and you had, let's say you had a scarf on.
Nope. Not
They'd be like, no, astaghfirullah, why are you dressed like that?
No colors.
If you're not wearing just an abaya and a scarf, then you're kicked out of the Muslim Islamic club, you're dressed wrong, you're haram, you're this, you're that.
Based on what?
Exactly.
Based on what? Where are they getting this information from?
Yeah.
Based on what? There is nothing in the Quran that says that you have to dress a certain way. You know, it
Or wear
highlights
certain colors.
modesty. It highlights modesty and hayat,
Right.
etc. But like about
Hayat in English is, I'm sorry,
hayat,
remind me?
modesty.
Modesty.
You know, having hayat. Or colors. Where do you get this, like, you have to be dressed in black from?
Right. Or brown or gray.
Why? Why?
Yeah.
You know, so it's just
Yeah.
They're easy on the
a
eye.
big shenanigan.
Yeah. I mean, like, I love clothes, and before Islam, I loved the whole designing and the whole scene, and I think that as Muslim women, we don't have to wear skin tight things. Leggings are definitely not pants.
Leggings are not pants.
Let's
exactly.
get that clear, okay?
It's a shenanigan. when you
That's
see
a
somebody in
huge
leggings.
shenanigan. Leggings are not pants.
Oh my gosh.
But, like we can wear some awesome clothes too. Hey, there's nothing wrong, sisters, with wearing your long skirt with your Chuck Taylors on underneath. There's nothing wrong with that. And you can be 15 or you can be 55 with your Chuck Taylors on, okay?
Exactly.
Let's get that clear. All right? There's nothing wrong with
Having some fun.
Having some fun with your clothes. We're women. We like to have fun.
And feel feminine.
Feel feminine.
There's nothing wrong with feeling like wanting to feel feminine and dress in a
Exactly.
feminine way and take care of yourself. And this is like, it's interesting. Some of the women that I've met in the Middle East, for example, who don't wear hijab or what have you, some of the issues that they face is that their husbands tell them, no, we don't want you to wear hijab because you're going to let yourself go.
Yes.
The image is that if you're in hijab, that's it. You gain weight. You're dressed in like tasteless clothing. You start
Potato
stinking. You start stinking. So
Deodorant's
this is the
haram.
myth. Deodorant is haram. Oh, don't. That's a shenanigan. Don't get me started on the deodorant. Excuse me, deodorant people. What is up with that?
I don't know. There was a few shenanigans going on with that.
Really?
Definitely. Yeah.
That is just awful. I mean, if you're of the opinion, if you take the opinion about the alcohol content in the deodorant, they have alcohol-free stuff at Whole Foods. You can use musk. They have you can put it in powder form, but do something. And soap is available.
Yeah.
Right? Soap
Absolutely.
and then put something on there. Because when I come in to hug you, I don't want to be smelling that. I'm sorry to be talking about it, but it's awful. It's awful.
And what about the people that say, oh, but I'm going to attract people by my son?
Yeah.
I
haven't heard that one.
Why is somebody in a respectable person,
Yeah.
a man, why is he gonna be, if he's a sane individual, like minding his own business, what, he's gonna be sniffing my Dior, or what is that? What is that? No, seriously, what is that gonna do?
You're gonna put him in a trance.
The way we draw a picture of Muslim men is that they're these lunatics, these nymphomaniacs that can't control themselves. What is that? Are we really reducing people to that?
Yeah, it's true.
That is awful.
Yeah.
There is nothing. That hadith, by the way, it's based on your niyyah. If you put on something,
Your intention.
that I'm gonna go and I'm gonna, I'm gonna go and I have it in my intention to do a shenanigan.
Can I wear accents?
Right? Exactly. It's based on your intention. And Prophet Muhammad loved perfume.
Yeah.
He loved tib. So you just smell good, look good, and brush your teeth.
Okay.
Right.
So we can, as women,
Some people
we
don't
can
use
wear a
toothbrushes. They
little
only
bit-
use sticks, right?
What happened?
Some people only use miswak
There's nothing wrong with that. Use the miswak.
and a toothbrush.
And a toothbrush. And a toothbrush.
But the oil, it's okay for a woman to put, a little bit of something on,
There's nothing wrong with that. There is
'cause-
nothing wrong with being clean and then putting something on to smell good.
I love my
And,
red Egyptian musk.
the-
I'm sorry. I
There's
love it.
nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
There is nothing wrong with that. I'm sorry, but you're not doing it with the intention of attracting anybody. And we have to have a little bit of faith in people that they can control themselves and they're not going to be thinking insidious
things.
thoughts about you.
Yeah, insidious. That's a
Insidious. Insidious.
Inappropriate?
Right.
maybe insidious.
I don't know. It just came out. So,
This is Belle Carousel, right? The Belle Carousel.
this is from
makeup
Too Faced.
collection.
It's from Too Faced, and this is their holiday gift set. It's so cute. It's like in a shape of a carousel, and you see the little horsies. Why I like this? It has 12 eyeshadows in it, and 2 blushes, 2 bronzers. Yeah, that's about it in this package. And the colors, I've used their eyeshadows. You get a lot from the color. They're very vibrant. They blend very well. I like their bronzers. And all you have to do to be able to qualify for the draw is you have to subscribe to our channel below. We are going to be doing a random draw at the end of January.
Yeah. 1 subscriber will get this lovely package.
And it doesn't matter anywhere you are in the world, we will send you this box.
That's right.
And it's so cute. This is their holiday gift set.
Are you going to send it to someone in Guam?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yeah. These come out on the holidays.
Nice.
So I'm so excited about it. Really, really excited. I got one for myself.
And
So-
see that? Because we're all girly girls here, you know. We're all girls, we're women.
Right.
We like to be cute and do things, and you know. So I think this would be really nice. Look, there you have all your colors and things. So this is a really
you
cute
could do your
set.
eyes to match your outfit.
Right, right.
Nice.
Yeah, they have a good variety of both the dark colors in this set and the more lighter
Beautiful.
pastels. So if somebody wants to, they have chocolate, they have
you
a
could do
plum.
that smoky eye.
Yeah, that would really look good on a smoky eye. It would really look good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So I'm really excited about these this collection.
That's awesome.
Crabby till I get my coffee.
I think we got the wrong cup, Lauren.
Yeah. You know what? They should do. Someone
so
should do
loved.
a pictorial of like
What's
people
mine?
like around the
Yours
country.
is England.
Taking
Stop.
Shakespeare. Yeah.
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
Hey, UK. Cheers. I love London. London's always been
Speaking
good
of
to me.
London, I love Russell Brand.
Oh,
I think he's great.
he's interesting.
Oh my gosh, this guy is like, he is so much fun and amazing. Russell
He was
Brand.
here in New York.
You know, and you know what I like about Russell is he is for the people. You know?
He's real.
He's real. He's keeping it real. He's for the people. You know, he's not gonna keep his mouth closed because he's famous. You know, no, he's like really,
Yeah.
you know, I love it.
Yeah.
I
He
love
has
it.
a lot of interesting things that he said about poverty.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like that.
He's got that True's TV thing on YouTube. It's his own station. It's pretty cool. He talks about everything that's going on, but yeah, he's like really adamant right now about this 90-year-old guy from Florida who's a vet who was feeding the homeless, and they arrested him for it.
Really?
Yes. They arrested them. It was the 90-year-old man and the other couple other gentlemen that, you know, were all behind this, set up this food thing for the homeless people.
And why'd they arrest him?
And they said that they don't want these people, see, because it's hot down there, right? So a lot of homeless people down in Florida are not from Florida. They go there because it's warm. So if you're sleeping outside, no big deal. You don't want to be in Jersey and get homeless, you know, especially not right now. We're about to have some serious snowstorms. You could die out here. No, they go to Florida and they live under the bridges and stuff, and you know, Miami.
Right.
I used to live out there, so I've seen them. So they think that if you're out there on the street feeding these people, that you're just, you know, you're feeding into giving them a home.
Enabling them, like,
You're
just to
enabling them
stay.
to just stay and just turn their communities into whatever. And then they got tents and stuff on the street. People like, you'll see these little tents on the sidewalk. So they're like, don't feed them and they'll go away. I guess that's the... So they arrested this poor man.
Wow.
You know, and all the people were so upset, and they made them put the food, they made them take the food away and everything. There was so much leftover food.
So what is the crime?
was ridiculous.
What are they writing it up as? Man feeding homeless
Man feeds
illegally?
yeah. No, I don't know. It was some kind of
Illegal vending?
something that they came up with reason for him, you know, disturbing the peace or something, some stupid shenanigan, you know?
What a shenanigan.
Yeah, that's a big shenanigan. So Russell's
Right.
apparently very upset about it, and actually he even did a protest out in London over the dude in Florida.
Wow.
Yeah, we just can't have that. I mean, if you see people are hungry, feed them.
Right.
What's the problem? I don't get that.
Yeah.
You know?
People like to moralize about the homeless. That they should clean up their lives and, just feed them.
Yeah.
Don't follow your buck. Just feed and do your bit and mind your own business. Why that person is homeless? Why are you trying to get into the history, the family history of the
Right.
person?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it's associated with that. Like people, they start moralizing, preaching at the homeless. Like,
Yes.
you shouldn't be doing that. Like it's something about, there's something that you're doing wrong.
Right. But
That's-
how is a
that's made
homeless
you-
person supposed to get a job? If you don't have a residence and you go in for an interview,
Phone number.
even like let's say that you wanted to get a job at McDonald's, you don't have a cell phone, you don't have an address, you might not smell great because you
Right.
how do you say I'm reliable? I don't have any of this.
Yeah.
Maybe you're disconnected from your family. Maybe your family's dead. I mean, what do you do?
Yep.
So many things we take for granted. I mean, that we have families, we have friends, we have connections.
And even when that is present, people still go homeless.
Yeah.
And we've seen it happen in our community.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so easy.
Yes.
Yeah,
to
some
get- to-
people
to-
are a
to get in that
paycheck away
situation of homelessness.
from being homeless, from losing everything.
Yep. And a lot of people that are homeless used to have.
Yeah.
They're not just straight up bums that have never done anything in their lives. And, a lot of them are vets.
Yes.
A whole lot of them,
Yeah, they have psychological problems. Their families don't want to deal with them. Or
Exactly.
their families are dead.
Yep.
Yeah, or they can't handle a regular family life. Yeah, it's very sad.
Yep.
Why don't you tell us about the evolution of the word Fusdouq? You're going to be hearing us saying Fusdouq on the show a lot.
Yes.
So I think it's appropriate to give you the history of the word Fusdouq, how it came about.
this is Fusdouq.
This freaks me out. It keeps popping out. The drawer keeps popping out by itself. It's funny.
Yeah, it rolls down on its own.
Can you give us some examples of Fusdouq? You walk into a masjid
You walk into a masjid.
and sisters are sitting there giving you the stink eye.
They're giving you the
because you're
stink-
not dressed appropriately.
Because you're not
They-
dressed
in their
appropriately,
opinion.
or you're not known, you're not in the clique,
That is Fusdouq.
right? Okay.
Another example of Fusdouq.
Let's see. Another example of Fusdouq. You're
Someone cuts me off in traffic.
Oh,
Fusdouq.
there you go.
That guy's a
Fusdouq.
Fusdouq.
All right.
Yeah, he's a Fusdouq. A
There's
big
so
Fusdouq.
many, there's so many.
There's so many. It's just
And yes,
so
we
appropriate.
realize that Fusdouq means pistachio in
Yes.
Arabic. We do
Yeah,
realize
it does
this.
mean pistachio in
Means
Arabic.
Pistachio.
Yeah.
It has,
So we're
it has
calling
absolutely nothing to do with pistachios, though. Don't stop eating pistachios. So we need to make sure everybody knows that word.
Yes.
Right.
So when you hear us say it,
Fusdouq.
you know the background. You know the background.
I actually had a cat and I named him Fusdouq. That was awesome.
Aww.
Yeah.
Should we tell them how it came about though?
Go ahead.
Remember how it happened? What happened? We were at Starbucks.
Right.
Right? Was I waiting for you or were you waiting for me? Or what happened?
I don't remember.
We were at Starbucks. One of us was waiting for the other. But I remember when I was sitting at the table. Okay, so Ursula wasn't with me. Okay. So I was sitting at the table and I'm very paranoid, right? I live in this 007 world.
No.
There's spies everywhere. I'm being watched. So there's this like shifty looking character sitting next to the table. And he's like kind of looking at what I'm doing. And he's purposely, purposely getting on his phone and speaking in Lebanese Arabic. And he's like trying to show me that he's Arab, like to try to start a conversation. So he keeps he's talking to somebody on the other end and he keeps saying, ايوه فستق ايوه هالفستق بدي كيلو فستق هات لي هالفستق I want a kilo of فستق bring the فستق over how many bags of فستق and then when she came over I'm like it's just فستق I've been in a فستق situation so that's how it came about.
I was like, what is Fusdouq? And she's like, pistachio.
I'm like, so she heard it. She was listening. She's like, what is Fusdouq? What is this Fusdouq he's talking about? I'm like, it's a pistachio. I'm like,
Who knows? Maybe you were talking to like the world distributor of like Fusdouq around the world, and he he's like a wealthy guy.
Really, like,
yeah, he's really,
serious,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Just
Should
so
have given him my
happens
business
that,
pitch then. Got into like a.
Yeah, like what is that? Like when the billionaires, like they're in disguise.
Yeah.
You ever see like what is it? The billionaires, they go to their own company and pretend they're like a menial worker. They go in as like a factory
Yes.
worker to see what's going
Yes,
on.
yes. There's a show on that.
are there? Yeah.
Netflix.
I would totally do that though. I
Go
would totally
undercover
do that.
and
But
see,
I
like,
worked
what's
at a
going
job
on.
one time, and I'm bilingual, right? So I went in there, and I didn't let anybody know that I spoke Spanish. And it was like everybody in the warehouse was Spanish, right? So the guys used to be saying all kinds of crazy stuff about me, and I used to just be walking through, la la la, you know.
Did you ever go off on them one day in it?
And one day, it was like about 3 months after I had already been at that job. And these guys, every morning, they would be saying, you know, some crazy stuff, right? And I was just like, oh boy. I was like, I can't hold it anymore. And I finally just busted out, like, you know, oh yeah, ¿qué te pasa? You know, like, what's up? What are you saying about, you know, like, what are you talking about? And they're just like, what? You know, that's the best feeling in the world.
Have you read Prince Lestat yet or no? The Anne Rice. Did you get it?
No,
Not
I
yet?
didn't.
Okay, I really
I'm
want to
the
check
worst.
it out.
Is it a
reading.
backstory about
I
Lestat?
can't
Yes.
keep it going. I heard about that though. Yeah.
My vampire.
So you're reading this book about that doll, the person who, you know, those two.
I haven't
couple-
started it yet. The miniaturist.
Yes, the
Or
miniaturist.
The Light Between Oceans. I
Yeah,
remember that.
no,
Light
the
Between Oceans was a great book, by the way.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I know,
Excellent.
I
They're gonna
know.
make that into a movie.
Are they?
Yes.
See,
I
that's
think
I'll
Michael
watch the film.
Fassbender. I think that's how I say his name. He's gonna be the lead.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's slated to be the
There's
lead.
such a moral dilemma in it,
Yes.
and it's hard. It's hard when you
It is.
watch it. It's, you know.
Yeah, or when you read it. Yeah, when you're reading it, it's very hard.
So can you give us a bit of a synopsis about the story? Just go ahead. It's fine. Like a little, just a small thing. Like it's about. What?
Okay,
I think
so
the couple-
all right, so basically a couple finds a baby.
Yeah.
And they're in charge of a lighthouse. The husband's in charge of a lighthouse, and ultimately they decide to keep this baby, even though they know that they should turn the baby in, and they end up raising the baby as their own. And when they go back to the mainland, they realize that they find someone who's missing a baby, and this person doesn't know that that's the baby.
The couple that kept the baby, they had been going through years of miscarriages.
Yes.
And they were trying to
Stillbirths,
conceive,
yeah.
and there was a lot of pain. They buried a lot of children, and it's interesting just looking at a woman who's trying to conceive and that pain, and then what leads somebody to make a morally ambiguous decision as to keep a baby that washes up on shore.
Yeah.
And it was in a little boat, and the dad was, I think, dead, right?
Yes.
And they buried him and kept the baby.
Yes.
They kept wanting to return it the next day, and then it never
Yeah.
happened. The baby grew on them, and they fell in love with it, and they didn't return it. So it's just interesting, just seeing the psychological, the interior mind of somebody who deals with such issue.
Right. And then
You know,
also
that
you
was
have the husband's
fascinating.
perspective, the wife's perspective, and then you find out what happened, you know, what the baby's actual history, her former family, their perspective. And it's a very good story, you know. Yeah.
What's it called again?
The Light Between Oceans.
The Light Between Oceans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting book.
Yeah, it's fascinating though, because there are a lot of underlying themes: forgiveness, redemption, you know, and going through ranges of emotions. I mean, you know, just in between the two main characters, John and Isabel, there's so much emotions between them that could be, you know, analyzed. And it's a good
Because he was so very morally strict. So yeah, he was very.
the secret was
like,
eating him.
it was
alive.
eating him, but he loves his wife, and he knows the love his wife has for that baby. So sometimes, as I like, and I've said this before, sometimes things aren't black and white. People want to see things as black and white because it's easy.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy. My life is secure and calm when
Right,
things are black and white.
right.
But there are gray areas in life.
Yeah,
There are always
gray
gray
areas,
areas, you
yeah.
know, when you don't know if what you're doing is the right thing or not.
Yeah.
You know, you question that.
Yeah. And also a reminder that you can't undo what's been done.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes in life you can't take things back.
Yeah.
And it's about give and take. You know, what happens when you go through a trauma. You know, I mean, if someone loses a child for 5 years and they haven't seen them, if the child is returned to you, that child will no longer see you as mother. You know, like it's heart-wrenching. You know, and as a mother, if you've missed a child for 5 years and then suddenly the child sees you as a complete stranger, it's heart-wrenching.
Devastating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that person, you know, that mother could harbor feelings towards the people that take them, like they stole this child from me, they stole all these years from me, you know, and that has to be, in order for you to move on, you have to let go.
Interesting.
You know.
It's interesting we bring up this topic. In our next show, we're gonna have one of our reporters in the field, Iman Hanif. She's gonna be doing a report on two families. The topic is about adoption. It's about a Muslim family who has gone and adopted a couple of children and their stance on that, and then another couple who are actually they don't believe that adoption is allowed in Islam, and we're gonna explore these different opinions and see like what is the Islamic view of adoption, because it's been a taboo subject. We don't see a lot of Muslim families take in foster children or go out and adopt. A lot of families think that it's completely prohibited in Islam, so we're gonna get to the bottom of this in our next episode.
That's great.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic. There are so many kids without homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my question to the world, to the Muslim world. If it was today's time, and Prophet Muhammad as an orphan needed a family, would you adopt him? He's an orphan. What would you do? And I would love to hear from you. If you can send us emails about your opinion, we'll read some of your emails out to our viewers. We'd love to hear from you.